Okay, top of the hour. Let's go ahead and get started. I will share the screen here. So thank you all for being here, everybody who is here. And again, for those of you who are on remotely, meaning to say you're watching the replays of this, let me just show you where that is, by the way. If you go to the site and you click on webinars here, go to fredgleeck.com, click on webinars. This is where I post all the previous webinars, and there's plenty of them for you to see. So feel free to go back and review those if you want to check on things we've done in the past, a lot of which is very relevant. So thank you all for being here. A few things are happening right now. I'm in a negotiation that I cannot yet give out exactly what's going on, but that should be exciting news that I'll probably try and give you next week. Same time, same channel, of course. And so what I'm going to do today is, first off, I see Scott. That's Scott Straub is there, I see. And just looking for other people. I'm not sure whether or not, other than Bill Ballou, who's here. Bill, say hello.
Hello, everybody.
And other than Bill, I'm not sure if we're going to have any of the other partners on the webinar. So a couple things I just wanted to go over with people real quickly, which is this. I am about to record, and this would be recording audio programs or products. And a couple things I wanted to tell you about that is I just recorded last week a program with Bob Bly that we were redoing, and Bob Bly and I recorded a program that we'd done about 4 years ago. So it's probably a good idea to remember that depending on the kind of program you're talking about here, certainly every 2 to 3 years, you're going to have to update. So you need to update your products, which is a good thing. So hopefully, in a case like with Bob Bly, he's a longtime friend, and we can, sort of knock those out every 2 or 3 years and redo them. Now, the interesting thing is, we recorded one the last time I was in New York, and I'm going back to New York, as it turns out, in about 3 weeks to do 4 more. So we'll have a total of 5 programs, and all of these are from existing programs, so 4 programs being redone. And what we're doing is something a little bit differently, and I think everyone who is listening to this, who's in the information marketing business, can probably profit from it, which is we're going to basically sell this program 3 ways. So let me just give you 3 ways we are going to sell the programs, plural. So first is retail. People on our list will buy the programs when we send out something and say, hey, come get it. Bill, you're getting a little bit loud with something on that side, by the way, the microphone, just to let you know. Number 1 is retail. Number 2 is licensing, of what I call a standard license. And then 3, and I'll go over each of these, 3 is a master license. Okay, so we've got those 3 methods of selling it. So let's just say that we have, and we're retailing the program, let's say make it easy. I'll do these numbers just for simplicity this way, $100. The standard license we're going to be selling for about, and again this is a guess, somewhere either at the $777 or $997 price tag. So now what does a standard license mean? So a standard license means that you can, if you buy the license, so if you buy the license, you get the following. Number one, you can, use the copy we create, and really I should say Bob creates, to sell the program for yourself. Another item is you get to keep all of the profits. You don't have to give us anything after you'd paid for the license. But there are a few caveats here. For example, you can't alter the program in any way if you own the license. And also, it allows you to, so you buy the product. So let's say, for example, you like a particular program that we've done, one of the 5. You say, yes, I want a license. You buy it for either $777 or $997. That gives you the rights to sell that program, or you can, if you want, let me just put this down here too, you can give it away if you want. There is no restriction on what you can do with the program other than you can't alter the program in any way, which means you can't go in there and change the bounce back offers, etc. And you can't, you keep all the profits. So rather than an affiliate relationship, so now if you wanted to insert something here, retail, you can also say, just let's just put here as a standard affiliate relationship would be no money up front, and then you get, let's say, make it easy, 50% of the net proceeds. And that would be the typical sort of affiliate relationship. Vish, I see you're on. How are you?
All right.
Good. Yeah, so these are the three things. So now what I'm doing is, I don't know when you came in, Vish, but I've got 5 programs total that are being redone with Bob Bly. And what we're doing is we're going to offer all of these things there. First off, you can buy it at retail. You can become an affiliate, a standard affiliate. You can buy a standard license, and then you can buy the master license, of which we are only going to sell, I think, 10 max per item. Okay? And the way that this works is you get all of the items you get with a standard license plus ... you get the following. You get the right to sell the master licenses. I'm sorry, you get the right to sell the standard licenses as a master licensee. So this means that if you owned a master license, you could then sell to other people for $777, $997, or whatever price you wanted to. We cannot, by federal law, tell you what price to price things at. So if you were a master licensee, so then the question becomes, well, what is this going to cost? And usually the rule of thumb for this is, again, I'll put it up here. If you're doing a standard license, anywhere between 8 and 12 times retail price. And oops, down here, you're looking at somewhere. Somebody's got a lot of noise coming off their microphone. Vish, not sure if that's you or Bill, but somebody's there. Every time you're breathing, it's getting a lot of static here. So just be aware of that. Or mute. What I can do is mute yourselves too if you want. I can just make that easy to do, and I'll mute Bill as well here. Just so, and I'll give the mic back to you here in a second. Okay, so the mastered license is 10 max per item. We're going to sell these, and again, these we're going to sell for somewhere in the neighborhood of between $29.97 or $3,000 to some $4,997. We're not sure yet. So you're looking at somewhere between 20 and 50 times retail. So 20 to 50x on the retail price. So you can not only as a master licensee, so here you can you can sell products at retail if you want. You can sell standard licenses, which I listed above. Okay, so what is this doing? Some of the questions might be, well, why do this? Why not just sell the product at full retail? Well, obviously, there's a few key reasons why we do this, and let's put them up here. The reasons why are, number one, cash flow surge. You get money up front, and you get plenty of it. Now, if someone has a question here, I haven't called for any questions. How much would you sell your... I can deal with that. Art's got a question on selling the entire business. Your entire business valuation, Art, who's asking a question, would be based on a lot of different factors. I'm not going to cover that right now, but that's a good topic to cover at some point on some webinar. Selling your entire business is based usually on the amount of lots of different things, including your asset base. What do you have in terms of intellectual property? That would be a pretty big topic that would take. In fact, I actually put together the outlines for a program on how to value an online business, but that's not for here. So cash flow surge would be one of the things you'd want to do. You'd certainly get from it. You'd also would get lots of people seeing and visiting your bounce back items. So in other words, if people aren't allowed to change what you put, aren't allowed to change your product in any way, that means all your bounce back offers, anything that you say within the course of your product remains intact. So all of the people they sell these to, so let's say that people, if you sold it on your own, you could sell X number of units. But if you sold licenses and master licenses, you could sell, I don't know, let's say 40X. You would now have 40 times more people seeing and listening to your various bounce back offers and sites that you recommend people go to, et cetera, et cetera. So that would be something, a value that you would get that you couldn't get from selling it at retail. And also here, the presumption is that, if you have a database of customers, your database of customers may overlap somewhat with mine, but probably not too much, which means that your customers are going to be listening to you, and if you make an offer, they probably won't hear it from me because they're probably not on my list at all or as well. So don't worry about that. So there's some good reasons, but these are, and if you may want to go back and review these again and watch this again. But here's again, you can retail a product, you can set someone up as a standard affiliate. You can do what's called, I call a standard license, which allows people to copy and sell the program for yourself. They keep all the profits. They can't alter the program in any way. They can even give it away if they want. So let's say, for example, I was considering licensing a product. I would ask myself one question. So if I'm considering a license, I would say, can I sell 10 to 20 units? Or really, can I sell enough products at retail or whatever I'm going to charge people for? So let's say I decide I'm going to sell these for $50 a piece. So $50 is what I'm going to sell the program for, and you're asking me for $1,000. So obviously I need to make sure that I have 20 sales, sort of, if you will, guaranteed, and then a license becomes very attractive because after you've made the first 20 sales, now if you're selling it for $50 and you're selling it in digital form, and by the way, one of the things, they get to use the copy. We're also going to provide transcripts so they can have the transcripts of the product as well, and we're going to let people, they can sell, let me just make that another item, they can sell them in physical or digital form. Okay, so now I would make sure that I had 20 sales guaranteed because after I made, let's assume I charged the $9.97 price, I was going to sell this program for $50. I was wanting to make sure that I had 20 sales guaranteed so that after the 20th sale, everything becomes, basically, if I'm going to sell it for $50, $50 in pure profit at that point. So it's a good deal to license. Now, on the other hand, if you're going to consider a master license, and you're going to sell standard licenses, and so you're going to sell standard licenses, and again, you're going to undercut what I'm charging for them. You're going to sell them for $500, and let's say I decide to charge you, let's make it round numbers here, $4,000 for that master license. Now you have to make sure you have 8 sales sort of up front that you can make to break even on the deal, if you will. And that's how I would do it. I would probably only buy a license or a master license if I felt relatively certain that I could sell enough units to sort of break even on the front end, whether in this case it's 20 or in this case it would be 8 if you're dealing with that. Now that doesn't mean that as a master license you can't sell products at retail as well. So that's all part of the deal. So now I wish I could tell you about the other current issues, but let me just, on the recording of these audio products, one of the things that I did is I'm having Stanley, my webmaster, Stanley is editing them only because in my New York apartment there's sometimes things that happen that will go on that we have no control over, and that happened this last recording, and I'm asking Stanley to sort of clean them up. Normally I wouldn't really worry about that, and frankly that has never been a problem for the products Bob and I have recorded. Nor have you. And by the way, Avish, I'm going to take you off mute here for a second. Avish, did you and I ever redo, because I was looking for it and apparently we couldn't find it, did you and I ever redo my consulting program? Do you ever remember asking me questions about the consulting business at one point?
I don't recall doing the consulting one.
Yeah, because we couldn't find that. So make a note to yourself. It'd be nice to update that. I'd love to have you serve as my foil for that. Update the consulting program, which somebody was asking, or somebody actually bought, and I gave them that and a few other things. So Anyway, that's now. Before I proceed and do anything more here, let me ask if anyone has any questions other than Art. And Art, thank you for your question. I'm not trying to avoid you. I'm just it's too big a topic to talk about valuing an entire business. It would be a little bit too big. So if anybody has any other questions, let's keep them, sort of target them just on licensing. Now, Avish, if I made this, you've heard this about 18,000 times, so I don't
Yeah.
really need to ask you if it's sufficiently clear. But for anyone else who is on the webinar, are there any questions that you have about licensing? So, for example, if Scott Straub, who I think is still here, wanted to license his program on better grades and less time, that might be something that he would consider. And Scott, I don't know if you've had any requests for that, but that might be something that you might consider as well. So any other questions on licensing? Any aspect, either the retail, the standard, the master license? Any questions on that before we go on? I'll give you a couple seconds here to put your question in the question box down in the little GoToWebinar control panel there. It's entirely clear. Everybody understands this. Well, that's unusual for me.
Hey, I have a question, Fred, not to clarify, but kind of about the licensing in general.
Okay.
Do you have any, like, I mean, do you just put this out there and see if anyone bites, or do you have a way of qualifying people or finding them? Because, I mean, for some of us, just selling one copy of a product can be hard enough.
Yeah.
So while selling licenses sounds great, it's like additional money. And is there any way of finding leads for people who might be good licensees or licensors?
Yeah, good question. Well, first off, if your list is sufficiently large, then it becomes easier. If your list is smaller, then it becomes more difficult. I think that what happens is that you have to use all of your traditional means of getting people in the door. But in saying that, I've put together with and of course with working with Bob Bly makes it easy because Bob is going to be writing the copy for this. So what we are going to be putting together, that's our sort of joint deal, is we're going to have a website. So a website which presents the options to people. So I think we have two real questions inherent in your question, Avish. One is, number one, how do you find people to get to this website which sells the licenses, number one.
Mm-hmm.
And number two, let's assume that that's not your problem, but your problem is, or your issue is, that you want to make sure that people are the right, quote unquote, people to buy those licenses. So there's two questions there. I think that as it relates to, getting people through the door, it's the typical traffic generating techniques, which Bill Ballou and other people talk about, is how to get people to that site. But you want to get them to a site that gives people a presentation of, what is a license, what product are you licensing, what do you get for it, et cetera, and makes a strong case for it. So I really don't think, and in a case like this, I think you're right that there's a limited market. If I were to guess, I would say that for, in terms of standard licenses, I would expect us to sell somewhere between, I'm just guessing, but somewhere in the neighborhood of 20 to 30 licenses. That may be optimistic, per product, I was going to say. But, I don't know really what this will be. Let's say it's 10 to 20. And then let's say that since we're restricting to 10 the number of master licenses, let's say we get, we do average we get 3 people for each one, 3 per product. We're looking at a fair amount of money, so I don't think we need a whole lot of people. We just need the right qualified people. So your question really, Avish, is how do you find those qualified people? I think it's the same as with everything else, is, the traditional lead generating or traffic generating techniques. I don't think there's any secret to that. Did that answer it?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. So I think that there are, there's a lot of good reasons. Now, some people say, well, why would you, license your products? And obviously, there's some really good reasons getting, people have lists that I don't have any contact with their list or know anything about them. Also, and again, I had some other things that I wanted to talk about, but it's a little premature. I did, oh, by the way, I did go to the, I don't know if I shared it with you yet, Avish, but I went to the ClickBank conference.
Yeah, you told me that. That was you went to that before last Wednesdays, right?
Yes, I went to the ClickBank conference.
You told me a little bit about it, yeah.
And so that ClickBank conference was interesting in that it was it was a conference in which the speakers really didn't talk anything about how to sell on ClickBank. I got to see who I'd never seen before. I got to see Cialdini speak. So Robert
Oh, you did?
Cialdini, yeah, he was there live and in person
Oh.
and gave some good information. And I should at some point summarize some of his information for everybody here in the group because it was good stuff. I mean, there's a lot of very very useful information that he had, and so Cialdini was there, and there were a number of other speakers who were there, but nobody was really talking about. But I did the major reason, and I think this is the reason everybody goes to conferences is number one. Reason number one is to get good info from the speakers, and number two is to meet people to do deals with. Those were and as it happened, number two on this list went really really well. There were a lot of really solid people that I met that I think will be partners. I also met a couple people that were at the top of the ClickBank ladder, and those people were making in excess of $100,000 per month checks from ClickBank. And I think it might even be understating how much they were making. So there's
Now, those
plenty.
people making 100,000 per month, were they people who put products up on ClickBank, or were they people who were driving traffic to other people's ClickBank products, and that was their commission? Or a
Yes,
combo?
yes.
Both, okay.
So a little bit of both. So the question, which is a good one, is the people that are making this kind of money, were they simply, you know, selling other people's stuff, people's products, digital products, or creating and selling their own? I think that in most cases, it was more about the first one, which is they were good at driving traffic to sites. So the people that were making the big money were more traffic generators than they were product creators.
Hmm.
That was my feel. I don't know their exact numbers, so I can't tell you, but my feel was that was the case. Now, the other thing that was good is I got to meet, and this is where I now have some really really valuable contacts for all of the JV partners, which is I met the people who help us, people like you and me, put up and sell our products on ClickBank effectively. So that means that we now have some good contacts of people who, if we're frustrated. Now, the other thing that I did, which is, and by the way, for those of you who aren't familiar, ClickBank is, let's just show people who may not know what this is. Clickbank.com. And this is where, again, you can either be an affiliate or a vendor, which is affiliate is sell other people's products, being a vendor, having your own products to sell. And you get to choose how much commission you want, and so this is where all of that happens. But one of the things that I decided to do when I gave Stanley these marching orders, which as I said to Stanley, that I wanted to take all of, and that's all with K, all of my products and put them on separate pages of my site, protected pages, separate protected pages of my site, and then, then what I was going to do is use Wishlist to protect those pages, and then, use ClickBank, among other things, to sell access to the pages. So my idea was, now the problem that ClickBank had, and I'm not sure if you heard about this problem, but Dave Hamilton and I, who, by the way, Dave has disappeared, I don't know where he is. The people that are selling, using Wishlist to protect their products, here's an interesting scenario. So I have well over 100 products, right? These include audio, video, text, PDF, etc., right? So I've got all these products, and the problem is that I've got a separate page. What I do is I have a separate page for each one of these. So 100 products, 100 pages. And a page might contain an audio alone, a video alone, a PDF alone, or a combined, one with all or a few of the above. So it might be anything. So anything you can put on a page, you can basically protect. Now, the reason why I'm doing this, or what's happened, is that in the past, Wishlist has not been able to do the following. If I have 100 different products and I sold people a bundle, let's call it bundle number 1. Bundle number 1 consisted of product number 3, 14, 28, 75, and 84. The problem was that Wishlist was not very good at allowing you to only have the keys to those 5 items or 5 pages. It was very, very difficult to do that. Apparently now that has changed, which makes it pretty cool, because my thought would be, and whether you're selling via ClickBank or not, is to take every single product that you have and put it up on a separate page, protect it with Wishlist, and if you want to decide on bundling later, that's fine. But the beauty of this is no physical delivery issues. Now, luckily, I reconnected with my friends Brett and his buddy at Speaker Fulfillment Services, and they're offering a few things. And did I share that with you last time, Avish? I forget.
Yeah, this was the alternative to Kanaki.
Yeah,
the one with
yeah,
service.
we spoke about that last time. So if you're listening, oh, there, Andrew, you're here. Nice, Andrew's here. Andrew from ClickBank, yes. So Andrew, if you want to, if I've said anything wrong, make sure and let me know. He just says hey. So Andrew at ClickBank is, yeah, you are muted. Should I unmute you? Do I dare do that with you, Andrew? Okay, one second. Hold on. I'm going to unmute Andrew. This could be dangerous. Let me do this. Hold on. I'm doing it. Okay, Andrew, you're unmuted. You can talk.
Oh, Lord.
How's it going?
Good, good.
Okay.
Hey, everybody.
So now tell, some of my JV partners who are on this call, tell them what mysteries you're going to unlock when they call you or ask for your help to help them sell more products on ClickBank.
Oh, man, way to set the bar so high. I mean, really what I'm here for and what I like to do is provide a seamless experience for you to open up an additional channel to sell your content. I mean, the elevator pitch speech is really that simple. I think if you're pursuing additional channels like Amazon or iTunes, you need to have a ClickBank channel. I think there's another market there. The beauty about our channel is really to take your existing efforts and do what you're already doing, but then get that extra 10, 15, 20%, whatever that additional number is, through the use of affiliates in our marketplace.
Let me open it up to Avish for questions. Avish, why don't you ask Andrew some questions? Since I've had some time to talk to him, you may come up with some questions I may not have asked him, and everybody else can benefit from.
Wow, well, that's put me on the spot. I haven't really
It's known as
to think about.
It's known as improvising.
Yeah, I'm not really very good at that. Wow. Well, I have nothing right now. I'm sure if you chat with Andrew for a moment, I'm sure I will.
Okay. Well, here's the deal. Andrew, tell me. One of the things that's been sort of frustrating me is how you guys at ClickBank have no problems with what I just described in terms of setting up a wish list account and allowing people to have access, whether it be bundled or individually, to various kinds of things. Correct?
That's correct. Basically, what we do to accommodate it is you'll set up more than one product ID, so more than one price point within your ClickBank account to give you that flexibility.
Got it. So in other words, my suggesting that people, in my case, with 100 products, 100 different pages, and then bundling the different pages, that would be no problems to translate over onto the ClickBank platform, correct?
No, there's not at all. I mean, I think the actual product limit caps out around 500 per account. I don't think we've actually ever hit that limit.
Let that be my biggest problem.
And it's usually not an issue simply because a lot of people have multiple products under different brands or different labels. And kind of like a strategy thing, they want to open up a separate ClickBank account for everything that, say, video editing software and training. That's going to all be under one ClickBank account. Then they may have a copywriting product, and they've got a bunch of that'll have that under separate, simply because the way our structure is set up, without going into too much detail, for the affiliates to promote it, we use a standardized hop link. So
what's a hop
they're
link?
going to be able.
Here's Mr. Stupid speaking. What's a hop link?
Great question. A hop link is basically our referral link that if an affiliate is promoting you or you are promoting yourself, it's a standardized link format that you will put in your advertisements, email campaigns, images, PPC, that will direct to your sales page. When that happens, we drop a cookie on the individual customer's browser that basically says, hey, in the next 60 days, if this customer purchases this product, we give this affiliate the credit, the commission for that referral.
Would it be possible, Andrew, for a person who is getting started in information marketing, one of the big frustrations for them is they can't get a hold of a merchant account, or it's a pain in the neck, or it costs a lot of money.
Sure.
Could they actually use sort of ClickBank as their processor so that they don't have to set up a merchant account but send everything that they do in terms of business digitally through ClickBank?
You bet. Yeah, you can definitely use this as an exclusive option. I really think our affiliate network is a good value, but certainly we do have people in our on our platform that don't want the affiliates. They don't have to.
Got it. So then also another thing that I'm thinking about, and Avish, you might be thinking of any questions you might have, but one of the things that, the value of ClickBank, one of the main values that I see, is that it allows you to get in touch with a lot of people who have the potential to sell your products and services. So earlier, I don't know if you heard my discussion, with the people that are making the most amount of money on ClickBank, would you sort of hazard a guess that most of those people are they affiliates? Are they vendors? Are they both? What are you more apt to see people making the most money with as an affiliate because I have a list, or because I'm a product creator? Which one would it be?
Yeah, definitely. So the people that are at the top, I think it's going to be, it's so hard to put a specific point to it, because anybody that's a content creator and doing really well, you're also going to find them promoting people with complementary products via in their one-click upsell or just standalone promotions. They're trying to really maximize and monetize the long-term value of their customer that they acquired through their initial sale. So I don't know. I couldn't put a number on it. I would say that most everybody at one point in time
does both.
I'd say maybe 75% has done the content creation.
Yep.
But in our world, it's so easy to go back and forth, and that's really the beauty of it.
Yep.
I have no clue how to assign a number
Gotcha.
to it.
Well, then here's a
everybody's familiar with it.
Here's a follow-up question then. What about in terms of and now let me see if I've forgotten my question now. I'm wondering if for example, if I also want to sell, you guys are primarily involved with digital products. Let's say that I wanted to physically deliver a product to a customer. Can I do that through ClickBank as well?
You bet. So we do have that functionality, and let me briefly describe it here, because we are not an Amazon. We don't allow you to sell your supplements or your T-shirt line, whatever.
Right.
Basically, here the best example I can give you: somebody sells a software product that's available for instant download.
Yep.
They also want to upsell, for $10-15 a backup disk.
Right.
We allow you to do that. We have the functionality to do that. So if it fits into the U.S. Postal Service's definition of media mail, so CD, DVD, paper, magazine, book, we can accommodate that. That's basically the best rule of thumb, is if it fits into that definition. We're not going to allow you to sell DNA test kits. I got that request the other day.
Yeah. Well, that was because of your issue with paternity. I know that. That's a separate issue. We'll talk about that.
But yes, we can. And then we've also set up the functionality internally, because one question that always pops up is, well, how do I make sure they're not refunding? We actually have it set up where you can input the tracking code, and then we will not refund that transaction until we have verification for the customer that they've sent that back. So it also provides vendor protection as well.
Gotcha. Okay, well, good. Hey, Avish, has that brought up anything for you?
Well, my questions, I mean, the first thing that comes to my mind is more strategic than logistical. Like, I think we figured how to get stuff up there. So, I mean, I'd be curious as someone who hasn't yet used ClickBank, but obviously from talking to Fred is really considering it is, you know, the people who really do it on ClickBank and have success, what are the commonalities there? Like, what should I know going into ClickBank to really, you know, succeed on there?
Traffic. I mean, you need to know how to put a product together and to sell it well. I don't want to minimize that at all, but the people that are really successful, they've found out how to get good quality traffic. They've matched that with their product, that they're over-delivering on what they've said. They have a transparent offer, it converts well, but they're also providing more value than hype. Because we really do care about your quality rates of, you know, what you're selling, your refund and your chargeback rates. That's something that's really, really important to us. So once, I'll say this, once you kind of jump in the ClickBank pool and you really get in the industry, you start to network, and the connections are really where it happens. You don't have to do everything by yourself, and you learn that really quickly. And so I think the connections within the industry, everybody's connected by, you know, 1 or 2 degrees of separation. So I would put a big premium on the networking side of it.
Andrew, if I wanted Avish to come to you, because we have some products that we've done jointly together on the speaking business, for example, what exactly do you do over there, and how could you help Avish to get him going?
Sure. So really my role here is I'm the client business development manager. So my job day in and day out is recruiting new vendors, new content creators to come sell on our platform. What I do is basically kind of help get you up and running and smooth out everything for the onboarding process. So I give you, basically you have access to me, and I walk you through, here's how you set it up, here's what you're going to expect through our business services product approval process. Every product that is in our marketplace is manually reviewed. So I walk you through all of that, be able to provide an internal point of contact as well, so if questions come up. And then we can also help you with introductions to affiliates and getting you up and running on that end too. I mean, and in addition to the introductions, I do also want to say we have like 15 or 20 different advertisement vehicles to be able to reach out to the mass affiliates on our platform.
And explain those. What do you mean? So let me just take a look. You can walk me through it. I'm on the site here. Where would I find those advertising opportunities?
Not all of them are going to be accessible. So from the site. So we have, I think, 4 or 5 different email communications that go out on a weekly basis, or I'm sorry, a monthly basis. And so you can target affiliates that way. We do have, if you click the log in there, Fred.
Okay.
I'm not sure if it's right there or if it's behind.
Let's see. I think
once you log in, right behind here, there's an advertisement, as well as there's at least one on most of the pages in the account. So all of those you can.
I can't even get my own username right here. I don't know. You know what? I'm already lost here. So
did you try 1, 2, 3, 4?
No. I think it's the user. I don't think. I think I have a system for my passwords here. So that maybe I clicked it wrong here. No. Okay. So
I heard Anonymous took down like the what is it, president of Syria or something, because he used like 1, 2, 3, 4 for his email password a while ago.
I'm not really sure. You know what? Do you have a dummy account we can get into?
I don't.
Okay.
My apologies.
No, well, my apologies for not being able to get into my own account. It just shows you how much knowledge I have.
Well, anybody listening can go out there, sign up for a free account. Right there at the top of the screen, there's that sign up link. We don't ever charge for our accounts. It takes 3 minutes. You're up and running. Yeah, it's pretty simple, straightforward. But you can see in the account we've got several different ad locations, and we can get you all the specs for those as well. But yeah, so we have a couple of different ways to help you be able to recruit and attract affiliates.
Yeah, well, that's kind of cool. Now, and one of the things that ClickBank is well aware of and doesn't mind, And Avish, this is where I was thinking of it, and Andrew, as well as a bunch of the other folks there, and I had this conversation, which is ClickBank is sort of this mass market, and in general, products that are under $100. I mean, would you not agree, Andrew, that the vast majority of your products sell for under $100, right?
Yeah, I'd say over half. Yeah.
Okay. So in other words, one of the great ways to use ClickBank is to do the following, which is, lead generation with an inexpensive with an inexpensive front end product, and then upsell them
You
on
bet.
your own. Now, do you guys have any problem with that?
No, I don't. I don't. I mean, we have the functionality to be able to do it through our platform and ensure what I believe to be a little better conversion rate with the one-click functionality, as opposed to emailing them immediately after purchase and sending them to a new order form. But no, you're totally free to do that. We want to make sure, and I always want to make sure that this is clear, is that the customer is being taken care of.
Okay, and Andrew, just do you mind me giving out your contact information for people?
No, please do, please do. I actually have a little ebook I can send on to anyone that asks, that basically just kind of gives the value prop of, if you're an established info marketer, really what's the value of using ClickBank in addition to your existing efforts. So I'd be more than happy to send it out to anybody. I won't harass you.
Okay. Let's give them the
feel
email
free
address.
to
It's
do
Andrew
it. It's
at
dot
dot
ELLESTAD
ELLESTAD
at ClickBank.
Okay, so there it is. So for all of you who asked, Andrew.Elistad, it's Elistad, right?
Yep.
At clickbank.com. So feel free to, now what you will do for people is help them get up and running, correct?
You bet. Or if you just have general questions and you're curious, you want to find out more, definitely ping me. You can always hit me up on Skype too. I think I'm Andrew.Elistad on Skype. So I'm pretty accessible.
Good. Yeah, well that's great. That's a lot of help. Now, Avish, any other questions come up in your head?
No, I think you answered right. You can, so there's no drawback or problem to taking an existing product and also selling it on ClickBank?
No. I think if you're selling digitally through KDP or anything else, you're missing out on a market if you're not utilizing our affiliates.
Okay.
I mean, I don't see from an info marketer's perspective why you wouldn't want to. I think it's additional exposure, which is always positive.
Yeah, I mean, I just, the thing that hit me when I was at this conference, Avish, was how ridiculously stupid I've been to not be taken to not have been taken advantage of this from the very beginning. I mean, I would imagine that had I been doing this from the beginning, my income from ClickBank would have dramatically exceeded even my income from Web Marketing Magic, which is pretty decent and substantial. So I think that it's been my error in not really fully utilizing ClickBank as a channel. If for nothing else other than the front end stuff to build a big list, because basically if you're selling front end products through ClickBank, the upsells, I mean, imagine, so you build this, say you sell something for $17 and you give away 75% of it. And I would imagine, and Andrew, you can correct me if I'm wrong here, but most of the people that are really successful on ClickBank are giving away a lot of the percentage up front on the front end product, correct?
You bet, because of we've got quite a few different joint venture contracts, which allows you to split an additional amount of the. We do have a max commission rate of 75%, but you can pay out in addition to that through the joint venture contracts functionality. It's all automated, really easy and straightforward. But
so you can sell.
The point is,
you can give away even more than 75% if you're so inclined, correct?
You absolutely correct.
Yeah. So in other words, basically, you could, if you wanted to, if you had a kickbutt front end product and wanted to build a list, you could build it pretty well. I mean, if you had a great, now again, that's assuming that you have a good landing page that closes people well as well, right, Andrew?
Yeah, no, absolutely. The offer's got to convert.
Yep, and if the offer converts, the point is here, you can then build a list of people,
Mm-hmm.
and then you've got a $17 product that, let's say you're giving 100% of it away, and then what happens is the upsell is to a fancy pants boot camp for $3,000, or whatever. I mean, and you deliver value on that as well. But I mean, you're getting leads in, and you're getting essentially getting them for free, or you're getting paid to generate leads, similar to other things that I've talked about in the past. And I
You
think that
bet.
that's yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, yeah, I was just gonna say you bet. I mean, we're the best. I think our affiliate network is the best pay for performance sales force that you're gonna find.
Yeah, Avish. So what I'm thinking is, and Andrew brought this up, which is I've got. Let me just go there and show you, Andrew. So explain to me how it is then that I can take what I have up here, and you can see my screen, right, Andrew?
Yeah.
Okay. So I've got. Let me just. I now have at least 30 items that I'm selling here on kdp.amazon.com. Although all of these, if you notice, are priced very, very low for the same reason, which is I'm not trying to generate money in the front end. But should I be taking, and this one is like it's sitting in there, new title. Let me just delete that here. Action, delete. So, Andrew, all of these are being priced, are priced really, really low. So what would you say to me if I came to you and said, hey, Andrew, I got a bunch of stuff on kdp.amazon. How should I be marketing it through ClickBank? Obviously, would I want to change the prices? What do I do?
Yeah, so you bring up a good point on price. We do have unless you're going to do like a $1 trial feature, we do have a minimum upfront price of $4.95. So you wouldn't be able to replicate apples to apples the offer with Amazon. And I can also say, just from my experience, you're going to be hard-pressed to find really killer affiliates that want to push your stuff if they're making $2.25 per sale and you don't have a stellar back end through ClickBank.
What kind of dollar amount do I, as an affiliate, generally want on ClickBank to feel like it's worth my time?
You know, that I can't answer because it's so relative depending on niche and everything. What I can say is out of all of the products in our marketplace, we have over 40,000 some. The average sale price is right in between 40 to 45, and I think you're going to be hard-pressed to find a product that's not giving away at least half, up to 75%. With that in mind, say it's $40. And they're giving away half. They're going to be looking to make 15 to 20 bucks per sale. It's kind of average rule of thumb.
Yeah. So Avish, what could you see that we or you might be able to do with this?
Well, I know right off the gate we have that Unleashing Your Inner Comedian program, which we sell on the website for $27 or $37, and that's all digital. So I see that. Just we could throw that on as kind of a starting one, because that's pretty much ready to go. It just needs to be put into that format.
And
don't let me discourage you from a $27 price point at all. We've got plenty in that range. I was just stating for an average overall.
Yeah, so I'm just looking at what this is. I just picked something and see what it was priced at. Yeah, this is at 27 bucks. Yeah, I mean, certainly, it can't hurt us. And
Yeah.
now what do you think if you were to say, and let's get Andrew to give us, what are the three big secrets to ClickBank success? What would you say of the people you've seen? What are the things that really make people successful on ClickBank?
Dang, talk about putting me on the spot.
That's what
The
you're
ones that have done it well is always through a strong affiliate base. It's not necessarily trying to recruit all 100,000 affiliates out there.
Okay.
It's trying to find the 50 to 100 that actually have lists that are applicable in your niche, that they haven't oversaturated with offers, that are willing to promote your offer. So affiliates have to be having a strong affiliate base has to be in the top. You need to have good copy and an equally good product to back it up. If your offer doesn't convert, you could send traffic to it all day, and that's kind of the reality. I don't think these are really big secrets.
Yeah. And so you need a strong affiliate base, the right ones in particular. You need good copy and a great product to back it up. And I would imagine that you also, good copy really goes to conversion, right? Because one of the things that you guys give out on the site is you will tell people how well the site converts, correct?
We do have analytics to see. We have a real-time analytics dashboard, so you can see who's coming into the sales page, who's actually clicking to the order form and going through. So yeah, that data is available to calculate your EPCs. I think the last thing that I would say is maybe a secret
Okay.
is with this economy. I heard deal from Dan Kennedy a while back that said, things haven't changed a whole lot in this economy, especially in the U.S., but the way that we communicate our offers, we really have to do a better job of building value and from the customer expectation in the sales copy. That would be the only other thing that I would add.
Sounds good. Avish, any final questions? Andrew, we're going to let you off the spot here shortly.
Yeah, no,
No
it's
worries.
great.
And again, this is Andrew's email address. If you wanted to get going, that's what you want to do is contact him, and he will help you set it up. And he's going to be helping me do that. One of the things I'm doing, just to let you know, Andrew, is I have my webmaster Stanley, who I don't think is on right now, but Stanley is he is. Let me just see. Let's see here. Can you sell? Hold on, I got a question from Kevin here. Can you sell access to webinar/online training that has no downloadable content?
Great question. So you can, just not in the normal format. So if I understand it right, the best way would be to record that webinar
Yeah.
and then make it available on a membership site. You can set up recurring continuity offers if you're adding new content on a regular basis. So yes, you can. ClickBank does not do live events like ticketing and things, so you would just need to change how you deliver that content.
Sounds good. Okay, so now, to me, what I'm doing, like I was about to say there, is that I'm taking each one of my products, putting them onto a protected page to make the delivery of the product virtually, foolproof for customers. Although even then, people will go to a page and not know how to download things. And again, God bless them, but they, bless their hearts, they haven't been doing this well. And so now, would you allow me to send them to a page that both allows them to download the program or to watch it?
Sorry, you're cutting out.
Sorry, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Would you allow me to send people to a page that allows people to either download or stream my material?
Is it immediately available after purchase?
Yes.
Yeah, that's fine. We have sample code and script to protect that download page already available for you in the ClickBank Help Center. It's called Link Security Script.
Got it.
And so basically, you won't turn up in search engines, and then somebody can't just copy the URL, email it to their buddy, and they can open it up. It has to carry the parameters specific from our order form on a successful purchase to be able to access that page. And that's something that we make available to for everybody and stuff. So that's always something that I can email. It may save you guys some time if you're trying to do a custom job.
Excellent. Well, Andrew, hey, thanks a lot. I'm sure this won't be the last time that I ask you to participate. And Avish, was that?
No, I'm glad I joined. Thank you.
Was that helpful for you, Avish?
Yeah, definitely. Thank you very much, Andrew.
And everyone else, hey, we're getting pretty close to our time. I just wanted to thank everyone for being on the webinar. We're here every Wednesday, same time, same channel.